All right, string sling and fret mashers, welcome back to That Guitar Guy's channel. I'm Frank Spear. We're going to get right into it today, as we always do. Today, in our Leveling Up Our Chords lesson, we are going to look at the fantastic, the fabulous, the stupendous, the spectacular E chord. E major. You all know it, you learned it, you loved it, you live it. E major bar chord. Now we all know this standard major bar chord. The E chord that we all know and love is just this bar chord. Watch my fingers. There it is. It's just there's no more frets. We're out of frets. E major chord, E minor chord, simple. Remove this finger. If you don't know how to get major and minor chords yet, and 6 chords and 9 chords and suspended chords and minor 7th chords, go back and look at the videos that we've already done on the A chord, the D chord, the G chord. I explain all of that in there. But here we go. E major, E minor. We flat the 3. We flat the 3rd in the chord. That's how we get a minor chord. The minor chord is the sad chord. The E chord is the happy chord. We're so happy, yes, we're very happy. E major, E minor. How about E major 7th? Well, how do we get the major 7th? We take the major 7th of the E major scale and we stick it into the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. E flat. Where's our nearest E flat? Well, here's our E, right in the chord. There's E flat. So we're going to play this same chord, we're just going to get that E flat in there, which would look something like this. That's super dark, isn't it? Sounds like an Alex Lifeson chord. That's a Rush chord. So E major, E minor, and the even darker, the even grimmer, E major 7. What about E minor 7? Well, we take the E minor chord, and do we just add that same E flat note, that 7th note out of the E major scale? No sirree, Bob, we do not. We make that note 1 note lower to give it even more tension when we're making a minor 7th chord. So we get this. We go from the E flat down to the D out of the E major scale, and we've got to put a D into our E major chord. Well, we're in luck because right over here is your friendly neighborhood D note. So we play our E minor chord, and then we grab that D. Now we also we can replace this E note in the chord with the open D. So we can double D. We can do double D duty here, right? So we've got this E minor, we can grab the D, and then we can lift this finger out and get that open D. So the choice is yours, friends. It's a free country and you have freedom of choice when it comes to your chording. Just do it responsibly. All right, so we've got E major, E minor, E major 7th, E minor 7th. How about E6? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got to get a C sharp in there. Where's a C sharp? Right there. Nice and easy. What about E9, E major 9? Well, the 9 is the 2. So in the E major scale, 1, 2. 1, 2, F sharp. Where's the F sharp? Right here. Hello, here I am. So the 6th, the 9th, the 7th. Okay, what about the suspended chords? Well, here's your E bar chord from the 5th string. We grab this A. That's your suspended 4 because it's the 4th note of the E major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4 is A. We're going to stick that in the chord. And we're going to suspend the 3rd of the chord. We're going to send that packing for this particular chord, and we'll replace it with that A, the 4th. Now where would we grab the A here? Right there. Alright, now what about a suspended 2nd chord? I love this chord. Let's take this bar chord right here, E. Suspend the 3rd, throw it out, right? The 3rd of E is that G sharp. Where is that in this chord? Right there. We're going to replace that with the 2nd, which is F sharp. Okay, so we're going to play it this way instead of this way. We're going to play it this way with these 2 notes right here, the B and the E. And then we're going to let this finger here bar that F sharp that we want. Now listen to the E major chord. Now here comes the sus2. Let's get that low E in there. One of the cool things to do with these manipulations of chords or various chords is to play with them off the standard major version. E major. Different sounds just by moving fingers around off that E chord. All right, so here I'm grabbing the F sharp, bending it a little to a G. All kinds of things you can do, right? What are some other things you could do off the E chord? Well, if you play an E chord like you play an A chord, here's A. If you just move this a little bit, so you get the open E, and then this B, and then this E. You could do all that old rock and roll stuff like we did with the A chord. Then move it to the A. And like we did with the A chord, you could do a lot of that hammering on and trilling kind of jazz. You do a lot of that Stevie Ray bluesy kind of stuff with this too. Move it to the A chord. So what are we doing there? We're doing this. it inside this. The E chord. Thank you for watching, String Slingers. Coming up in our next Level Up Your Chords video is the C chord. Si, senor. See you guys next time. Please like and subscribe.